and everything else, your game is not PUBG. You should not try to be like PUBG. You should be an arcadey battle royale that is the complete opposite of PUBG.
1 year ago today, the H1Z1 devs killed their own game. They successfully ruined their own game, H1Z1, King of the Kill. Rather than fix the minimal issues that were within the game, like the shotgun having issues, a few bugs here and there, they completely overhauled the entire game and tried to make it like PUBG.
Oh my goodness.
They ruined the movement.
Bro, fucking sensitivity, you fucking idiot. How are you not dead? Die!
They added a bloom mechanic where guns would not have first shot accuracy.
Oh, okay. Yep, you're from North America. And that exactly right there is why bloom or first bullet inaccuracy is bad. That's why it's not good for a competitive shooter. That's a perfect example.
They completely overhauled the AK, the AR, and the shotgun. They changed the gun so many times that every person who had spent years learning the mechanics and how to shoot properly eventually got fed up with having to learn a new recoil every single week that they played the game.
That shouldn't even be a thing, dude.
They completely refused to listen to any of the community, whether that be pro players or casual players, about reverting it immediately, and they continued to push this shitty update over and over and over until they pushed away their players completely.
But the thing is, like, for example, now with the bloom, like, everyone fucking hates it, and instead of removing it, they're adjusting it. Like, they don't want to listen to us at all.
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't know. And they say they adjusted it for 60% more bloom.
Yeah.
The game was doing great. Sure, it had a few bugs, but every huge streamer was playing it. The player count was doing nothing but rising. And then, as you can see in this picture here, this is when the combat update dropped, August the 29th, 2017. And you can see that the player count just started to drastically fall ever since. Now, around the same time as the combat update, Fortnite and PUBG both dropped. And a lot of people credit that those games killed H1Z1. The H1Z1 devs killed the game itself. This combat update was a major thing that killed the game, but I don't think Fortnite and PUBG associate with it whatsoever. I think if the game would have continued what it was in preseason 3 and carried on to become better and, you know, fix the hit reg, fix all the bugs that was with it, it would still have probably at least 20,000 players to this day. But instead, they just continued to try to push the combat update on us, which no one wanted, and that forced people to move to PUBG and Fortnite that really would have stayed playing H1Z1 if they would have just fixed the game or done a revert.
Shit, like, I don't mean to cry on your stream, but, like, this game is so fucking bad now.
I mean, dude, I've cried on stream too. Fuck it. Just let it out, bro. I mean, this is like
this shit is fucking awful. Like, I don't care. It's so bad.
It's pretty fucking bad.
I can't put up with it anymore.
Damn, I mean, all you gotta do now, all you have to do now is just go and play Fortnite, bro. Like, honestly, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you because I played H1 I played H1 whenever it was in its They
made the game, the movement, the models, the accuracy of the weapons, every single thing within H1Z1 became clunky, not fun, slow, everything. They made it basically into a PUBG 2.0, and every single gunfight eventually came down to just standing still and shooting. There was no outplay mechanics, there was no jumping, crouching. The crouching was slow, the jumping was slow, everything felt horrible, and people got sick of it.
Or something. That's every single fight. And then 2, there's no outplay mechanics. There's no, every fight it simply comes down to aim. There's no outsmarting anybody anymore. There's no outplaying anybody anymore. It's literally just shoot, left click as hard as you can, bloom by the way, haha, and then it's the same fight over and over and over again, and nobody wants to do that for hours on end.
Ninja said it best himself not too long ago.
Everything about this game was perfect, Season 3. Everything. If there's a single dev listening right now that still works for Daybreak games and hasn't left yet. You guys had it all, and you changed it. I hate you.
The time leading up until the combat update, Summit and Ninja were the two biggest streamers on all of H1Z1. Ninja was one of the biggest faces of H1Z1, whether you guys like him or not now. He was one of the biggest faces of H1Z1. And here is what he said that he told the devs as the combat update came out. He was in the DMs of the devs telling them to revert it, and they still didn't revert it.
It was the helmet hit marker update. Vehicle. It was the helmet hit marker vehicle update. That's what killed this game. They added unnecessary, over-the-top, ridiculous, colorful, annoying hit markers. They made your cars deteriorate so that the more damage they had done to them, they started making noises. They started traveling slower. They couldn't boost. They did so many stupid things to the car, just the most annoying, like. Your car's at 70% and it's literally, it's like, it's about to freaking break down with one tire left. After that, they changed the recoil, and then it was just, dude, then they just never reverted, dude. As their biggest issues, they never reverted. They just kept going, and they kept going. And I was into every one of their DMs. I was talking to, like, I was literally basically talking to, like, the top of the top, the creme de la creme at Daybreak after the shitty update came out. And I was like, revert it, like, immediately. You need to revert back immediately. What are you doing? The car sounds are horrible. The recoil, the reticle, everything's horrible. The helmet color hit marker, which they added, was the same color as the makeshift armor hit marker. So when you would get a makeshift armor, it sounded like a helmet, and the color of the reticle looked like a helmet.
The entire combat update was a complete and utter mistake. You can see that every single huge streamer that was around at the time that played H1Z1 on a consistent basis, that were the face of their game, the devs refused to listen to. Now, I won't say that it's the devs that we saw in public, like Otnell, and, well, Otnell wasn't even around at the time, like Cardo and Anthony Castoro. I think Anthony Castoro was the main lead at the time. Those were not the people making these decisions. They were forced to be our public eye, but the person that was over them is the person who is making these decisions. And that person did not know what was right for H1, but they refused to admit that they were wrong, and they refused to revert anything, even though every single person was telling them to do it.
What changes what I like? Just go back to one of the old seasons and then move from there. They tried fixing the AR spamming, it didn't work. Just admit your issue and go back. They tried to add a new weapon, the Hellfire, it didn't work, go back. They tried making the bullet drop or the travel time better, I guess, I don't know, it didn't work, go back. The movement, tried to make it better, didn't work. They took the only consistent gun in the game, the AR. They made it more spammable and more inconsistent at 2 taps.
Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to leave it a like and go comment what you guys think about, you know, just how the state of H1 is nowadays. And if you haven't seen any of this, if you don't know anything about H1, first of all, I don't know how you ended up on this video, but if you haven't seen any of this, this is the first time you've ever heard about the combat update, anything H1Z1 related, whatever it may be. If you're a game developer out there, just take this into consideration when making a game. Just think about everything that, you know, every person mentions in this, and think about listening to your community and not ruining your game. hopefully you guys did enjoy. I just wanted to do this video to kind of, you know, break down everything that had happened over the course of a year to bring H1 to where it is now. And, you know, a lot of people still are asking me about the, you know, what Jace Hall is doing. Maybe something will happen today. You know, they're talking about, you know, maybe Jace might do something in honor of the combat update being a year ago today. You know, the game went downhill ever since then, and maybe it can come back up. Who knows? I would love to see it, you know, come back up to, you know, maybe 10, 20,000 players and be, you know, doing well again, and I would play it all the time if it was doing good. So hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.